So it's the same thing. I believe in it. I tell everyone when we have our own little round tables with other trainers, and they might say, "Oh, that guy, he sucks," or "This guy, he's." Listen, if you get in that ring, there's no way on the planet that you can suck. It takes a lot to get in the ring. I don't care if you can't fight, and some people can't fight, but they have a fighter's heart, and that's the most important thing. Stop hating the players. Don't even hate the game. I'm not gonna say hate the game. Don't hate the players. God forbid, don't hate the game. Let's enjoy what these guys do. It's so important. It's really so important.
There's no doubt that the fighters are underappreciated. Do you feel that maybe Jacob's being underappreciated as a fighter? His hard thing that people are questioning him because he's been put down a few times. They say maybe his chin won't last with Gennady Golovkin. How do you feel about that? What do you stand on that?
Well, look at it like this. Some of the best in history have been knocked down. And they get up, and it's been even worse. Trinidad, you knock him down, he gets up, he burns your ass up. You understand? Some of the best have went down. That means nothing. The object of boxing is to strike without being struck. The second object, if you're struck, is to get your ass up and start striking again.
Yeah.
So being on the canvas is not a crime. If you get hit, you might go down. He's been on the canvas twice. I know a lot of fighters have been on the canvas a whole lot of times, but he's always risen to the occasion, except for a Pirog fight, and that was a tough time in his life. You're not going to see that this fight.
Talk about the tough times of the Pirog fight, if you don't mind.
To begin with, his grandmother passed away the week of the fight. He's a young man. His grandmother was his world. I wanted to actually pull out of the fight because he was an emotional wreck. But he kept saying, no, I could do it, I could do it. And in my heart, I knew he couldn't, but I had to follow his thoughts about it. And even with all that was going on, he still was doing well in the bout. He lost the first round. I told him this. He lost the first round. You got to pick it up. Won the second, third, fourth, until he got caught with the shot. And he was winning that round. He made a mistake. Things happened. And even to that point, when he went down, he was counted to 3.
I was about to ask you.
And the referee stopped the fight. He jumped up. What are you doing? I didn't know what he was doing either. At least count to 10. He's down there. I mean, it was just a bad time, literally a bad time. And we put that in our past. He's rose to the occasion. He was the underdog against Kid Chocolate. I quite honestly, fellas, I didn't tell him to go out there and crush him like that. I just wanted him to work, and we take it one step at a time. But on our way out, he told me, he said, Andre, I'm going to knock him out. So I said, okay, knock him out, but be careful. Well, he went out and knocked him out.
I know I walked into this conversation a couple of minutes into it, but can you clarify the Virgil Hunter's assistance in this corner? I know he's been mentioned that he was going to have some kind of role in Danny's camp or input. I don't know if it's come fight time.
Well, let me begin by telling you that Virgil and I have known each other for over 20 years. I'm going to give you some history about what's been going on. Curtis Stevens and Andre Ward fought in the Silver Gloves tournament, which is a tournament for 10 to 15-year-olds, when Curtis was 10 and Andre was 11. That's when I first met Virgil. And Virgil came up to me, because Curtis had just knocked out his opponent, and Andre knocked out his, and he said,
Happy New Year.
my guy is going to knock out your guy. So I said, hey, listen, win, lose, or draw, there's not going to be any knockout. And if there is, you better watch yourself, because that little dude right there knocks out babies. So they fought a great fight. It was a fantastic time. Curtis lost a 3-2 decision, but at that point, we became family. Virgil's a big brother to me. I speak to him quite often. We talk about boxing. We talk about life. We talk about spirituality. We speak about everything. He's family, and I said, you know what, big bruh, because that's what I call him. I don't call him Virgil. I call him big bruh. I said, big bruh, it'd be nice to come out there and work in that environment, because I know he's a no-nonsense type of guy, literally. So he said, yeah, that'd be great. So we worked it out, and he's going to be keeping an eye on me because I'm his little bro. But our goal is to make sure Danny wins, and it's my job to do that. I just happen to have a wonderful family dynamic which helps.
And did you have a game plan for Triple G yet, or are you still studying him?
Yeah, I have a game plan. Punch, punch, punch.
Have you ever seen anyone land on him big?
Actually, yeah, I did. Actually, Curtis caught him with a few
He did
shots.
do good against him, you're right?
Curtis hit him with a hook one time, and I saw him do that stutter step for that quick second, and then I was looking at it again, and Roy said he hurt him that time. He hurt him, but he never followed up. Even when Curtis got knocked down, Gennady followed up. He hit him with one shot, and then he followed again. When guys are tough like that, you can't stop. I mean, all the credit in the world to Gennady for that fight. He respected Curtis like I've never seen him respect any other fighter before. Even Lemieux, he sort of had his way with Lemieux, but with Curtis, I was like, listen, he's gonna come out you in this first round like gangbusters. I don't know what I was watching because I was like, are these guys gonna fight or what? You know, it was almost like I'm gonna be strategic, and Curtis was like, I'm gonna watch what he's doing. I said, okay, we're gonna have 12 rounds of this, but then it picked itself up. What was the difference was Gennady didn't give up. Gennady didn't slow it down. And especially when Curtis wasn't firing back, he said, well, that's one of my worries, and it's not there now. I'm gonna take advantage of it. Now, in a perfect world, when you're working with your fighters, if he would have followed through like we had planned, you would have saw some big time action. And in between that action, I guarantee you, there would have been thunder. But this was a strategic fight from Gennady's point of view, and Curtis should have picked it up and drove a little harder. And I honestly, there was no way I didn't think he couldn't win that fight. Literally.
Do you think Jacobs is stronger than Curtis, and he's going to use his height advantage?
Well, quite honestly, I haven't met anybody that can punch like Curtis. Not even Triple G. I've seen Curtis lay people out with one shot 15 times in the first round. That's an amazing stat. I mean, like brutal knockouts. Triple G beats you up. He takes advantage of moments. It's a constant plugging. Danny, he has what I call that quick power. You don't see it, and all of a sudden, pop! And then it happens. So it's different. It's different genres of capability. George Foreman did it one way. Joe Frazier did it another way. Muhammad Ali did it another way. So it's different genres of punching capability. But the bottom line, outside of everything else, is to win it. So if say I can't punch as hard as you can, but I am punching, I'm going to win.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, finish.
So it's everybody has their own capabilities. Danny's capability is speed with cracking power. So guys don't see it. Like Kid Chocolate didn't see it, and that was all she wrote. And it's just that game.
As Jacobs has that extraordinary punching ability, so does Golovkin. But in the past, a few fighters have noted that there's some kind of issue with his gloves going into the fight. Are you aware of that? And is that in the back of your head? What do you take to the glove situation with him in the past?
Well, I've watched the gloves, and at one point the gloves felt a little tight. I'm not going to say anything about him having loaded gloves. I'm not going to say that. But it's whoever cuts the gloves is what you're going to get. So maybe our gloves will be cut a little tighter this time too. Yeah. So it's up for grabs, but they still have to fight, and regardless of what goes on, they still have to do the best they can to win.
If you win, what does that mean?
We go to Disney World. No, I mean it just goes to state who is the best middleweight at that point in time. So may the best man win. We're looking forward to it. It's havoc time, baby. And somebody's got to get hurt up in here. There it is. Thank you so much, fellas.